Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurricane Martin is here with your latest update on the tropics. Clearly, as y'all can see, there has not been any activity. I'm actually going to go to the National Hurricane Center just to double check. But as y'all can see, let me just do a refresh right here. There is literally no activity. 5-day graphical weather 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, nothing. Now, as y'all know, we've been in a La Nina, and you're probably wondering where are the storms at. There's no storms happening, and I did some research. I went to Twitter. I watched some videos. I recently watched Mark Seth's video earlier today, and he made a great point on Twitter. I think it was Dr. Phil Klotzbach. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it's because there was such a quick change to a La Nina so quickly that it sort of gave the atmosphere. It was so fast that the atmosphere wasn't able to, kind of establish itself. Almost like a shock. It happened so quickly. The atmosphere isn't able to organize itself, and it happened so quickly. It kind of put the atmosphere in freeze, and atmosphere isn't really knowing what to do, and so that's why nothing's really developing. That's what I believe. So that's why we're not seeing anything. I can go back to over here. And as I can see, there's nothing developing over here. I'm gonna whip out my Epic Pen. Excuse me. I don't have an Epic Pen. My Epic Pen, if I can find it. There we go. And I'm going to just sort of talk about that. We do have an upper level low right up here in Canada. I can kind of see this trough developing right here. All the way from the Caribbean all the way up here. So there's that right there. There's another one way up here making its way into England. And if you go over here to the west, you can kind of see this, not really jet stream, but these clouds over here. We're going to be seeing more storms developing there as they approach, as they begin to approach California. That's something we're definitely going to start seeing. So if I go and look farther west, I'm going to just look at the entire United States here. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, we do have this upper level low, which is right here. It is producing heavy rain and even snow in Salt Lake City in Utah, which is right here. Colorado's going to be getting some snow. Idaho has gotten some snow. Nevada has gotten some snow, mainly the northeastern part, has gotten some snow. And later on, it's even possible that parts of California could be getting slow into the latter part of October. So really kind of watching that and noticing, there's this upper level low right here, which is producing snow and stormy conditions there in the western portion of the United States. So if we look and take a look and see what we're dealing with here in the western portion of the United States here. Turn on radar here. No. Radar. There we go. You can kind of see, we're having some snow in Utah and in Nevada. That's going to move on. Then there's going to be another system, which is going to bring snow to parts of northern California and parts of Washington. Then we have another one. We're going to have several big storms. That's the really big storm right there, which, as you can clearly see, that's bringing full-on snow to areas of southern Washington, eastern California, western Nevada. I think this is parts of Idaho up here, parts of Utah down here. I don't know what state that is, and I should, and I can't think of it off the top of my head at the moment. What were you doing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I was setting up for my stream prior to this, but what am I doing? I am talking about some winter weather, just a little bit of winter weather. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but really just seeing a lot of this, lots of heavy snow there. As you can see there in Nevada, parts of again California again, and Washington. So really, the West is really getting hammered hard. It could be getting hammered hard with snow. So again, we could be seeing a lot of snow developing here in the western part of the United States. Lots of snow, as you can clearly see, but it's just storm after storm. So finally, California will finally be getting a break and finally be seeing some rain and eventually be seeing some snow. Eventually, so. Do GM? I don't know what that means. Gulf of Mexico? It's all I can think of off the top of my head. Gulf of Mexico is relatively quiet if I pull that up here. Kind of see some cloudiness, lots of wind shear. Look at this upper level winds. Look at that. Look at those upper level winds. That's a cold front, which is extending southwards in this general direction. And there's high pressure set way up here over the United States here. In parts of southeast Texas down here, beautiful day today. In southwest Louisiana, just incredibly beautiful. Very beautiful day. Today got up in the mid to upper 70s today. Sunny, low humidity. It was just incredibly beautiful here in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. Just beautiful. Cold front continuing to extend farther south. But just a beautiful day. Really, really is just an incredible day. I'm not. Oh, that's what you meant. I'm not gonna be doing a game today. I gotta. First time there isn't any storms in quite a while. I just kind of like to make these a little short. Talk about what we're looking at in the tropics. We're really going to talk about what we could be seeing here in the Eastern Pacific. This isn't going to be a game stream. This is going to be a tropical update stream. I like to keep them consistent. I like to keep it up with the tropics. I don't always like to play games, but definitely when I do play games, I definitely, most certainly do enjoy those games. Nevertheless, as you can clearly see, if you want to talk about this, this could be a relatively strong system. And as it does possibly make landfall there, we could be dealing with a Category 3 hurricane there, appears. Dealing with air pressure. Not. Are you serious? Why is this always not very small? Just small. Okay. 963 millibars. This is just gonna move in this general direction, and just be ripped apart and produce lots of heavy rain over this general part of Mexico and possibly even southern parts of Texas. Could also get some rain down in this region. Brownsville area, Corpus Christi could get some rain. It depends on how far north it goes. We're going to take a look at that. Depends on how far north it goes, if it actually gets that far north. As you can kind of see, it definitely does get that far north, as you can see. Here are the remnants of that system. Right here. Quite some heavy rain there. San Antonio. Corpus Christi down here. Brownsville down here. San Antonio up here. Dallas and Fort Worth up here. Houston down here. So all these little towns, all these cities and towns will definitely be getting quite a lot of heavy rain from the remnants of the system. As you can see, the remnants really try to redevelop back, producing lots of heavy rain. Northeastern Texas, near Texarkana, we could be dealing with a lot of heavy rain in northwestern Louisiana too, from the remnants of that system. My mouse is so laggy, it's terrible. And it just sort of eventually falls apart. So we really have to watch and see what that system does. Does not quite exist yet. But if we take a look at the radar here. Actually, no, we can't. I'm gonna do like 0 minutes of the game because I have to watch this system We also have some more systems in the Western Pacific that we'll also have to look at, because the Western Pacific, we could definitely be looking at some stuff happening in the West Pacific also. West Pacific is looking active. Remember, in 2013 was one active season. I'm not saying it's going to be like that here, but we still have to watch. Just because it's the October and we're getting cold fronts and it's getting chilly outside doesn't mean Mother Nature isn't going to be like, I'm done with hurricanes. No, Mother Nature don't care. Hurricanes are still going to come. You can see a system does make landfall there. It looks like it's only a tropical storm, maybe a minimal hurricane. I'm saying 60, 70 mile per hour winds there. As you can see it right there, 60 to 70 mile per hour sustained winds, possibly stronger, reaching 989. So could be seeing maybe 75 to an 80 mile per hour tropical. Can't speak. 75 to 80 mile an hour typhoon, I should say. We can clearly see it really intensifying there. And again, it does stall mainly because we're seeing this high pressure here. There's a look at this high pressure build right here. There's actually high pressure over here too. It just doesn't show it over here. So this is all really just ridging and keeping all this south. And so it's having to move westward very, very slowly. Storms tend to want to go north, then to the northeast across the jet stream. And you get absorbed into the jet stream. That's why that storm appears and is moving slow. You can see, and then it does look like it makes landfall, weakens, moving over cooler waters or even more wind shear there. And I want to say that's not Thailand, that's Vietnam, as a possibly a Category 1 typhoon, maybe 75, 80 miles per hour, but could just be a really strong tropical storm with 70 mile an hour sustained winds. But regardless, it's going to produce lots of heavy rain. And then we do have another system that does develop behind it, but it does appear to be looking like it's going to stay. It does appear to be moving west. So again, Mariana Islands are out here. Guam is out in this region, in these islands. And I have no idea why YouTube is not receiving enough data. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. I need to get a better computer. It's a little laggy. It's getting a little old for me to still be streaming on a freaking Lenovo. And I wish I would have had an Apple computer, an iMac. If I had an iMac, ooh, it'd be so fast. It wouldn't even be funny. I want to take a look and see what we're looking at here for India, because India is very vulnerable to for cyclones, excuse me. For cyclones and flooding, for sure. So if something does try to develop, we're going to have to watch out, because it doesn't appear to be anything, but definitely some heavy rain is possible. Let's take a look at the Canadian model and see what they're saying for any kind of tropical activity in any way, shape, or form. No tropical activity either. NavGem. Nothing from the NavGem. Now, I do want to just point out something. I have reached 500 subscribers, which does mean I'll be able to post things on the community. I'm going to figure out what else, if I need to wait for YouTube to open the community for me, or if I can open it myself, or if there's something I need to do. But I will be doing posts there. Hurricane Watch Team will be putting posts in the community. I'll be able to talk one-on-one with you. I'll be able to respond to you, answer any questions you have. And I'll also be able to, I'll actually be able to post our graphics in there and kind of show our graphics in there and kind of, show that and kind of show y'all our graphics and our predictions for a tropical cyclone, typhoon, or hurricane and what we think it's going to do. And we'll also give a description of it. So look forward for that to come. That's the next big thing. I'm super excited for that, because then I'll be able to talk to one-on-one and talk to my viewers about any tropical systems. And I'm excited about that. So that's the next best thing, biggest thing coming in for the Hurricane Watch thing. Now that we hit 500 subscribers. It was recent. YouTube just did that, allowing people with 500 subscribers or more to do that, which I'm like, alright, that's pretty cool, that's great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm very, very excited about that. Very pumped. So, I kind of like to keep these sweet and short. I am going to take a look at the ocean analysis. As you can tell, we are definitely in a La Nina as we have dropped below 0.8 degrees below average, 0.8 degrees below average for Nino 3.4 index, which means we are, in fact, in a La Nina. If we take a look at the Western Atlantic, I do want to talk about the sea surface temperatures. Sea surface temperatures are very, very warm, definitely here in the Caribbean Sea. I don't know why this is so glitchy. I got to figure out what's going on here. We're still talking 30 degrees centigrade. We're talking 86, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Across the Gulf of Mexico, over 88 or over 85 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a cold spot there, which is great. Cool right here along the shelf waters here. Right here along the coastlines, we are seeing these greens, which are indicating much cooler temperatures, which is a good thing. So if any kind of tropical system does try to come up and make landfall, if those waters are cooler, it would weaken the storm prior to landfall, which would certainly be a good thing. Yeah, you can kind of see the Gulf Stream comes up here like this. Okay, wow, that's great. Everything is just lagging like crazy. This is just terrible. This is just terrible. I honestly have no idea what's happening. Latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. I have to figure out what's happening with my mouse. Because it like lags and it's honestly and truthfully annoying. Taking a look at the Indian Ocean, there's literally nothing happening in the Indian Ocean. The Western Pacific. Western Pacific area 180 to Malay Peninsula. Tropical cyclone summary as of the 17th of October 2021 at, I don't know if it's the 17th, it's the 19th. 1200 ETC, tropical storm, Namphen, it is dead. It doesn't exist. There are no tropical systems that we have to worry about. Namphen, however you pronounce it, Namphian, is dead. It no longer exists. We do not have to worry about its development. So, I'm going to keep this sweet and short. That is going to be it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and look forward to community posts from the Hurricane Watch team. We'll be able to put out posts. We'll be able to put out latest updates from the Dallas Hurricane Center. Pretty much give early updates. I'll be able to put out my stream schedule for the day, so y'all have an idea. Oh, what's Hannah's stream schedule gonna be like today? And it'll be there in the community. I'll try to do that every morning. I can't always promise it because with college and everything. And again, I'm just really excited. I'll be able to do different things, talk with y'all, answer y'all's questions. I'll be able to do polls. I'm so excited. It's really going to help the Hurricane Watch team grow exponentially and really develop to become a better channel. So, with that being said, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.